This is Eurofootball Daily, and here are this week's hottest transfer rumours from across the continent. The summer window is back open again, and we're anticipating some big deals in the coming weeks. So, as always, tweet me at Mike McCubb or the Football Daily account with the hashtag TransferTalk to get involved. Anyway, let's get rocking. We begin at Borussia Dortmund, who are seemingly gearing up for life after Jadon Sancho. With the English star the top target of Man United this summer, talks have apparently got underway between the two clubs, with Dortmund holding out for €120 million and United kicking off with an offer of €98 million according to reports. If the move does happen, the German club will face a big task in replacing a man who scored and assisted more than anyone else in the squad this season. And the Times have reported they are looking closely at Lille's Jonathan Okone. It's understood Okone would cost between €40 and €50 million, less than half of Sancho's price tag, and while the French forward is highly rated, his 3 goals and 6 assists in 28 appearances this season doesn't come near matching the output he'd be helping to replace. Other reports are suggesting that BVB remain interested in Sassuolo's Jeremy Boga, who has contributed to 13 goals so far this term and is valued around €25 million. And while Chelsea still have a buyback option for their academy graduate, the London club would surely pass up the opportunity to re-sign him given their outlays this summer. But who would you sign to replace Sancho at Dortmund? Is anyone up for the job? Let us know in the comments. Before we move on to our next rumour, a quick reminder to subscribe to Eurofootball Daily if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another EFD vid. Over to Barcelona now, where the rumours really haven't stopped this summer. But this involves a player we haven't heard too much on in recent months. According to Mundo Deportivo, Barca could be willing to loan out Samuel Umtiti, with a number of sides including Arsenal, Everton and former club Lyon having expressed their interest in the French centre-back. With the club already thin at the back, Umtiti's injury problems are a long-term issue at the Camp Nou, and it's also been suggested they will target Man City's Eric Garcia, who has just a year left on his current deal at the Etihad and originally left La Masia for England in 2017. Garcia is still just 19 years old, but made 8 Premier League starts this season and is clearly in Pep Guardiola's plans for the future. Meanwhile, the Blaugrana are working hard on tying down Marc-Andre ter Stegen to a new contract, with President Josep Bartomeu confirming the keeper will need to take a pay cut due to the club's decreased revenue in recent months, adding that all of the Barca squad are taking similar measures. But the Barca talk isn't stopping just yet, as we've had another wild rumour surrounding the manager's position at the Camp Nou. Quique Setien has been under immense pressure in the last month, and while Bartomeu insists the former Betis coach is going nowhere, a number of names continue to be linked with his job. And the latest is Marcelo Bielsa. That's because, according to reports, Barca captain Lionel Messi wants the club to pursue the services of the legendary manager, who has just led Leeds United back to the Premier League after a 16-year absence. Bielsa, who like Messi is from Rosario in Argentina and began his managerial career as the youth coach of Newell's Old Boys, where Messi also started his education, is well loved by the Barca captain, while his philosophy has been a big influence on the likes of Guardiola and Pochettino. However, these reports seem far-fetched to say the least, and while Bielsa's style of football no doubt fits the Barcelona philosophy, whether he'd fare any better than Quique Setien is another matter. We reckon he'll be staying in England for now at least, but what do you reckon? Let us know down below. Back to Germany now, as Bayern Munich apparently have their sights set on a relegated Premier League star. According to multiple sources, the Bundesliga champions are eyeing up Norwich right-back Max Aarons as they look to add even more depth to their back line. The young Englishman, who turned 20 this year, has had just 1 season of top-flight experience, but was a target for Tottenham last year, and despite going down, is still highly rated. Bayern are said to be willing to offer €20 million for his services, and Norwich have already moved in anticipation of his potential departure, signing 18-year-old fullback Bali Mumba from Sunderland. and Aarons could be of real use to Bayern. While in normal circumstances he would very much be second choice to Benjamin Pavard, the Frenchman picked up a nasty ligament injury on the weekend, meaning that if he signs, Aarons could be drafted into the first team for the start of the new season in order to keep Joshua Kimmich in the midfield, although he would be ineligible to play in the Champions League knockouts. Needless to say, it could be a rollercoaster summer for the youngster. Over at the San Siro, AC Milan could be in danger of losing one of their prized assets this summer, as according to Calcio Mercato, Chelsea are interested in midfielder Ismail Benacer. The 22-year-old, who signed from Empoli last summer for €16 million, has been a hit in Milan, making 33 appearances so far this term, while Man United and Man City are supposedly monitoring his situation. But the Blues seem the most serious right now and are apparently willing to offer Jorginho in exchange for the Algeria international, who manager Frank Lampard sees as the perfect fit for his defensive midfield slot. However, with a contract running until 2024 and an estimated value of €50 million, he won't come cheap, and the Blues will surely have to stump up cash on top of Jorginho for Milan to take their approach seriously. Nevertheless, this isn't good news for Chelsea's Italian midfielder, who despite racking up the 5th most minutes in the squad this season, is clearly not seen as one of the side's key players in the long term. If the Blues are serious about upgrading in the centre of the park this summer, we may well see Jorginho return to Serie A. We finish off this week's episode with another Chelsea target, Ajax's Andre Onana. The Cameroonian goalkeeper, who has made nearly 200 appearances across 4 seasons for the Dutch Giants, has long been touted as a potential replacement for the troubled Kepa at Stamford Bridge. But he is clearly in high demand, with Bayer Leverkusen reportedly making a move for him this week. According to Dutch outlet Voetbal International, the Bundesliga club have offered €20 million for the 24-year-old, and their fans will hope the prospect of a reunion with manager Peter Bosz, who handed Onana his first senior appearances in Amsterdam, could be enough to lure him to Germany. However, they narrowly missed out on Champions League qualification this term, which may give Chelsea the edge in the race to sign him, having confirmed their place in next season's competition on the weekend. But one thing seems almost certain, that the esteemed stopper will be leaving the Netherlands this summer. Onana has previously suggested he is ready to take the next step in his career, and whoever does land him will have one of Europe's best keepers on their hands. And if Leverkusen's opening offer is anything to go by, he could be secured for a very reasonable fee. So that's all we have time for on this week's Euro Transfer Talk. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave it a like, and of course subscribe to Euro Football Daily if you haven't done so already. If you want to stick around, why not click on screen right now, as I'm sure it's another banging vid, and we'll see you next time.